Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Terima kasih atas kesempatan yang diberikan kepada saya untuk melakukan unjuk kerja Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi bidang pengajaran. Perkenalkan, saya Dewi Wardah Mazidatur Rohmah, dosen pada program studi pendidikan bahasa Inggris, Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan Universitas Terbuka. Dalam bertugas, saya mengampu 5 mata kuliah. Yang pertama, mata kuliah TOEFL 1, yang kedua, mata kuliah TOEFL 2, yang ketiga, mata kuliah Reading 2, yang keempat, mata kuliah Listening 1, dan yang terakhir adalah mata kuliah Speaking 1. Kali ini saya akan mendemonstrasikan salah satu dari mata kuliah ampuan saya, yaitu mata kuliah Teaching English as a Foreign Language 1 atau TOEFL 1. Deskripsi mata kuliah TOEFL 1. TOEFL 1 merupakan mata kuliah wajib pada program studi pendidikan bahasa Inggris yang ditempuh mahasiswa pada semester ketiga dengan bobot 3 SKS. Mata kuliah TOEFL 1 bertujuan agar mahasiswa memiliki pengetahuan tentang metode dan pendekatan pengajaran bahasa Inggris sebagai bahasa asing atau Teaching English as a Foreign Language, serta agar mahasiswa memiliki kemampuan memilih metode dan pendekatan terbaik dalam proses pengajaran bahasa Inggris di kelas. Capaian pembelajaran lulusan pada mata kuliah TOEFL 1 adalah sebagai berikut. CPL tersebut kemudian diturunkan menjadi capaian pembelajaran mata kuliah sebagai learning outcome. Capaian pembelajaran mata kuliah TOEFL 1 adalah mahasiswa mampu menjelaskan, menganalisis, dan memilih pendekatan serta metode dalam pengajaran bahasa Inggris sebagai bahasa asing atau TOEFL. Untuk mencapai CPMK, materi yang terdapat pada mata kuliah TOEFL 1 adalah yang pertama, History, Approach, Method, and Technique in TOEFL. Yang kedua, Direct Method and Audiolingual Method. Yang ketiga, Total Physical Response and Grammar Translation Method. Yang keempat, Natural Approach and Communicative Approach. Yang kelima, Content-Based Approach, Whole Language Approach, and Literature-Based Approach. Yang keenam, Comparing and Evaluating Approaches in Language Teaching. Yang ketujuh, Materials in Language Teaching based on students level. Yang kedelapan, materials for communicative competence. Dan yang terakhir adalah teaching across age levels. Semua materi tersebut akan dipelajari dalam 15 kali pertemuan, di mana sesi ke-16 adalah ujian akhir semester. Pendekatan dalam kegiatan pembelajaran TOEFL 1 adalah student-centered learning, di mana metode atau strategi yang digunakan berupa presentasi, flip room melalui LMS atau e-learning, diskusi sinkronus atau asinkronus, dan penugasan. Universitas Terbuka sebagai penyelenggara pendidikan tinggi, terbuka dan jarak jauh melaksanakan kegiatan pembelajaran melalui 3 moda yang dapat dipilih oleh mahasiswa. 3 mode tersebut adalah yang pertama, pembelajaran sinkronus melalui tutorial tatap muka. Yang kedua, pembelajaran sinkronus melalui tutorial webinar. Dan yang ketiga, pembelajaran asinkronus melalui tutorial online. Dalam mata kuliah TOEFL 1 terdapat 3 tugas utama, di mana tugas 1 mencakup analisis approach dalam TOEFL, tugas 2 mencakup rancangan pembelajaran menggunakan metode atau approach yang sesuai dengan level kemampuan siswa. Tugas 3 mencakup simulasi pembelajaran menggunakan metode dan materi yang sesuai dengan kelompok usia siswa. Sesuai ketentuan Universitas Terbuka, penilaian dalam mata kuliah ini meliputi 30% dari nilai tutorial dan 70% dari ujian akhir semester, di mana nilai total tutorial mencakup 20% kehadiran, 30% diskusi, dan 50% tugas tutorial. Ujian akhir semester mata kuliah ini berupa case-based questions yang dilakukan dengan skema take-home exam, di mana mahasiswa dapat mengakses ujian akhir semesternya melalui laman the.ut.ac.id. Referensi utama untuk mata kuliah TOEFL 1 adalah buku materi pokok TOEFL 1 edisi 1 yang diterbitkan oleh Universitas Terbuka. Sedangkan materi pendukung atau tambahan dapat berupa buku, jurnal, atau sumber lain yang relevan. Salah satu materi yang disajikan dalam TOEFL 1 adalah Materials for Communicative Competence pada pertemuan ke-12. Metode pembelajaran untuk materi ini adalah flip learning, di mana mahasiswa diharuskan untuk mempelajari dan memahami materi yang tersedia di buku materi pokok atau LMS sebelum melakukan sesi sinkronus. Pada sesi sinkronus, mahasiswa melakukan pendalaman materi dan diskusi. Kemudian evaluasi dan penugasan dilakukan melalui LMS pada laman elearning.ut.ac.id. Selanjutnya, izinkan saya menampilkan cuplikan video pembelajaran untuk materi Materials for Communicative Competence mata kuliah TOEFL 1.
Good morning and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so how are you? How are you today?
I'm pretty good, Miss. What about you?
Yeah, I'm good too. Yeah, nice to see you all again. So today I can see that everyone is present. So I think I will check all of your attendance list. Well, before we start our lesson, I'd like to check. Have you read all the lessons in Module 8? Module 8? Have you?
Yes.
Done? Okay. Well
Done,
done.
Miss.
Yeah, and have you checked your e-learning?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I have.
good. Because today we will talk more about that, and I'd like to share you today's lesson. I hope you're all familiar with the word communicative competence, because I'm sure all of you have read about this in your TOEFL 1 Module 8. Yeah, because today we will discuss about materials for communicative competence. Okay, before we start, everyone, I would like you to take a look and pay attention on the video. Let's take a look at this.
Right? As you see, this girl has some troubles on her location, right? So here are two questions for each group. First of all, what did the girl pack for her vacation? And second, what are some important things we should pack for our vacation? So you have 1 minute to discuss.
Okay, so is the video clear for you, everyone?
It's very clear, Miss.
Okay, good. All right, now I'd like to ask you questions related to the video you have watched just now. Okay, wait. Now, my first question is, what does the student do in the classroom from the video? What do you think?
Discussing, Miss.
I think
Discussing.
discussing.
Okay, Miss Lail,
And
yes?
talking.
Miss Lail?
Discussing, Miss.
Discussing, yeah. And Mr. Adrian, I think I heard your voice. Talking, yeah, they are talking to each other, yeah. Okay. So other than talking and discussing, before that, what does the student do before talking?
Talking to each other.
Watching video.
Okay, well done. Watching the video. Yeah, good. And let's discuss another question. According to you, if you are a teacher, so what is the purpose of the lesson? You ask your students to watch video and you ask your student to discuss. So what is the purpose of the lesson? In your opinion, there is no right or wrong. So what do you think?
To give chance for the students to talk each other.
Yeah, Miss Lail, to give chance for students?
To give chance for the students to talk each other.
Yeah, to talk to each other, yeah. Probably, yeah. Any other opinion?
All
Do you-
of the students learn about the problem of the applications in this video.
Oh yeah, Miss Anugrah, they learn about problems during vacation. Yeah, maybe the vocabulary or maybe the language. Okay, we will keep that and we will talk about that later. Thank you, Miss Anugrah and Miss Lail. Now let's move on to the next slide. Well, we will discuss about materials in communicative competence. But first of all, I want you to make sure that you understand the term communication and the term competence. So, like what you have said, communication, it is not just talking or delivering message. So, if I say something like this, um, I don't like this book, or I don't like this book. So, which one do you think is stronger? I don't like this book, and I don't like this book. The first or the second is
The
stronger?
first
What
one.
do you think?
The first
The
one.
first.
Miss.
Yeah, the first. So that's what that's what we say as communication. So it is not just talking, but we want to deliver the language in a specific context. There are various social and communicative contexts, yeah, and you can explore more about this when you want to apply communicative competence in your classroom. So that must be the goal. And now we will talk about competence. Competence is different from performance, yeah, everyone. So what we see in the video, the students are discussing, the students are talking. In your opinion, is it competence or performance? What do you think?
Performance.
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 Yes, correct. Mr. Adrian said at first that this is a performance because it is observable. Yeah. So the difference between competence and performance is part of competence. So if we want our students to have communicative competence, it means they will also perform the language appropriately and correctly. Yeah. So as a teacher, we need to also understand this before deciding, okay, I want to make sure that my student have communicative competence. All right. So is it clear, everyone, about competence and communication before we move on?
It's clear, Miss.
Okay, thank you very much. Now let's move on, yeah? Nah, before we talk about the materials that is very suitable in communicative language teaching classroom, we need to understand that there are 4 important components of communicative competence. I'm sure you've read it in your book and also in your e-learning account. So I want you to share your opinion about this and your understanding. First is about grammatical competence. So anyone want to explain to us what is it? Grammatical. Okay, Mr. Adrian, please.
Okay. For me, grammatical competence refers to the knowledge of the linguistic system, the underlying rule, what is possible in a language, how elements are combined. It means we know how to use the language rules.
So I'd like to underline your sentence. We know how to use the rules. Yeah. So it is not
Yeah.
just knowing the rules, but know how to use the rules. Yeah. When to use past simple, for example, when to use future tenses, for example. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Adrian. Well done. Now let's move on to the next sociolinguistic competence. Anyone want to share? Others, please. Okay, Miss Maulidia, please. Sociolinguistic.
Sociolinguistic competence is our understanding of the social context, participants, and to put it very, very simply, it refers to what is appropriate in a given context. We need to know when something and to whom we say it.
Yeah, that is important, yeah. So the second is sociolinguistic competence. So Miss Maulidia said that we need to know when to use a certain language, to whom we talk to, and where we say it. So we need to know the context. So that is sociolinguistic competence, the social context. Thank you very much, Miss Maulidia. Now let's move on to the third. It is strategic competence. Anyone want to share about this? Strategic. Okay, Miss Anugrah, please.
Yes. In communicative competence is strategic about competence is about strategies to compensate for limitation in our knowledge. Things like circumlocution, avoidance, guessing, and simplification. Like this.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'd like to take an example of your avoidance, yeah, your answer about avoidance and also simplification. So of course, when we talk to each other, sometimes we do not know how to answer it. For example, I have this phone. Do you like it? What do you like about this? And I want to say that I like about the menu, the features, the design, but it is blank on my mind. So I just say, I like everything. So you simplify the language like that. So it is strategic competence. As long as the person you talk to understand to what you mean, you are still making the communication. Yeah. So that is strategic competence. Thank you so much, Miss Anugrah. All right. The last component of communicative competence. Anyone want to share, please? Raise your hand. Okay, Miss Lyle, please. Yeah. Discourse.
In my opinion, discourse sentence, according to Zebigond, refers to the interpretation and expression of global meaning that is always greater than the sum of the individual sentences. Discourse competence is about how the elements are interconnected to form its global meaning. And it can involve things like text coherence, use of coherensive devices. I think that's it, Miss.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'd like to highlight your word about broader context, and you can use cohesive devices. Yeah. So of course, when we talk to another person, yeah, like this, when we are talking to each other, we are not talking like a robot, right? We are not talking like, good morning, everyone. How are you today? I'm also good. We are not talking like that. And as a teacher, when we choose communicative language teaching, when we want our students to have communicative competence, of course, we want our students to be able to communicate naturally, yeah, not like an AI or a robot, like what I've showed you just now. So all of these four components, they are interdependent, meaning when one component is developed, so other components are also developing. So each components contributing to each other, and each components contributing equally to the communicative competence. So it is important for us as teachers to understand this, that we need to teach our students how to use the language, not just about the language. Okay. Right. So, in conclusion, if we talk about communicative competence, before we move on to the materials, we need to understand that our student is a person, an individual, and also a part of their social community. So, when we introduce English, for example, we want our students to learn English, to master English. They also need to know how to socially behave using the language in a broader context, not just in the classroom, yeah, of course. So we can also teach our students how to interact outside the classroom, in a restaurant, for example, or outside the class, meeting with strangers, and etc. That's why after we know, okay, this is communicative competence, I want my students to have this competence. Well, now I would like to choose the materials for this goal. And as many experts agreed, authentic materials are the best, yeah, to introduce communication for the purpose of communicative competence. Because first, of course, authentic materials provide examples. So we see in the video before, yeah, the students are watching videos about vacation. So the videos provide students with the language samples in a realistic context. So the students know, okay, when I am on a vacation, I may use this kind of sentence, I may use these types of vocabularies. And of course, we are not just introducing the language, but after that, as a teacher, when we are teaching, we also need to create a task, yeah, to make sure that our students practice using the language and master the language. And during the task, of course, we need to make sure that our students are interacting with each other because communication is about interaction also. All right, so far, before we move on deeper about the materials, any question in this lesson? Do you have any question? You can raise your hand before we move on further. No? Okay, Miss Rahma, please. Yeah, Miss
About,
Rahma.
I have question about authentic material, means
Hmm.
about we can use to promote communicative content in classroom for authentic material.
Yes, of course we can, yeah. We want to use materials in communicative language teaching classroom for communicative competence purpose. Authentic materials, like I've said before, it is the best. And if we talk more about that, Miss Rahma, so as you can see in the next slide, thank you for the question. Anyway, there are actually three types of materials in communicative language teaching classroom. So I hope this will answer your question, yeah, my further explanation. The first is text-based materials. So as a teacher, for example, I read a magazine, yeah, I read a magazine, and when I read a magazine, oh, the content of this magazine is very good. The languages are rich with expressions. I want my students to be able to master these languages and use these languages. So I create activities according to this text to help my students to acquire the language from this text, yeah, written text. It can be from movie, for example, or video, yeah, or audio, it depends. That is the first. And the second, it's task-based materials. So in task-based materials, as a teacher, for example, I am a teacher in this case, I have a goal. Okay, I want my student to be able to state their opinion, say that they are agree, and say that they are disagree. So to reach this goal, then I look for materials. Yeah, then I look for videos. I look for example, text, and then I present it into the classroom to activities to help students master this task. That is the second. And the third is realia. So do you know realia? Realia, for example, here, what is this? This one is
To the cup.
a cup. Yeah, a cup. So if you bring this cup and you bring it to your classroom and you say, what's this, everyone? It's a cup. And how you use it? You pour water and you drink from it. It is a realia. So it is objects and materials from your everyday life, and you use it to introduce language to your students. So that is realia. Okay. So here is the further examples on the materials that we can use in our communicative language teaching classroom. You can use film clips from documentaries, advertisement, or memes. Yeah, in Indonesia we call it meme. We can also use it in our classroom to introduce the language, and also from songs, song lyrics. These are real language that people use out there. English language, yeah. So in teaching our students, we can use these materials. And of course, it has to be followed by worksheet. So there are plenty of worksheets available online. You can also access it if you want to use it in your classroom. So we are not stopping to the point that we introduce the language, no. But after that, the students must work on some activities, and you can use worksheets for that. There are the other examples of authentic materials, news articles, like what I've said, role plays. Yeah, have you done role plays in your classroom, everyone? Yeah,
Yes,
it's fun. Yeah, role plays are fun, and also you can use visual aids, images, and infographics. Also, projects that require students to collaborate. So, in our lesson today, the point is when we understand the goal of the learning activities we want to present to our classroom. That way, we will know what materials are the most suitable for our students. Yeah. So, for example, I want to introduce my students on the word like and dislike. Yeah, like and dislike. What materials is the most suitable to introduce like and dislike? What do you think? What kind of materials?
Food.
Yeah, food. You can bring the pictures of food, like maybe mie ayam, yeah, noodles, or maybe hamburgers, or maybe other type of food, cake. So that's the point of our lesson today. As a teacher, we need to understand that. All right, so let's move on to the question and answer session now, related to today's lesson. Any more question before we discuss the assignment? Yeah, Miss Lyle, please.
I want to ask you, Miss. To be honest, I want to apply CTL in my classroom, but I think developing students' communicative competence will require lots of time. And then, what is the best way to apply CTL when I have certain goals set by curriculum and have limited time in the class?
Oh yeah, it's a very complex question, Miss Lyle. Thank you very much. It is a question faced by many teachers actually, because they have a certain set of curriculum. The first thing that you can do is, of course, first you need to take a look at your syllabus and find in which part of the syllabus you can apply the communicative activity. So, for example, in which meetings, in which lesson, you can integrate the speaking and listening activities, so your students will talk more, for example, or your students will interact by written communication more. So that is the first. And the second is, of course, as a teacher, we have to create environment where it is supportive for our students to communicate. So we need to encourage them by providing activities like in the video. Yeah, in the video we see that the students are in a group and they are watching video, and then the teacher asks the students to discuss. So that kind of setting will create environment for the students to be brave and to spend more time to communicate and interact using the target language. So I hope that is answering your question, Miss Lyle. What do you think? Okay.
I setuju.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Miss.
as we have learned today, I hope you can find the materials that is best to initiate communicative competence to your students, Miss Lyle. All right, so let's move on to the assignment. Instruction is, I want you to work individually. Please provide one example of two different materials suitable for a CLT classroom. So for example, I want to use an audio material. So audio, I want to use song. So next, what you have to do is state your reasons for choosing these materials and why they are considered appropriate for a CLT class. So from what you have learned today, I want you to identify which materials and why do you think it is suitable for your CLT classroom. Submission, of course, in your e-learning account, and you can take a look at the deadline in your account. Please make sure that you upload it before the deadline. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's it for our today's lesson. Any other question, everyone? Is it clear?
Clear.
Everything's clear? Okay. All right. So if you have no more question, then I'd like to say see you again, yeah, in the next meeting. And thank you so much for actively participating in our class today. See you next time. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.